Hi everyone, it's Mandy from the Little Nook Hair Studio. I apologize, I've been trying to get this video done for quite some time, but the post-coronavirus scheduling has been a bit crazy and I have been out straight. So my apologies, but I'm here now and I'm going to start with our very first video after the introduction that I had done a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to run through all of my videos kind of in a sequence of how I would like to set up both the stylist and the client. So basically I want to run you guys through a spectrum of information in order of what makes the most sense for me. So for me in salon, my entire career very early on, consultation, the consultation that you have with your client, whether it be in a message over the phone, gathering the information about the individual that you are about to perform the service to or on, is so much of the appointment. And I want this video to be educational for both the client and the stylist because of the importance on both sides. So as a stylist myself, again, if you have been a client in my chair, my consultations are extremely thorough and very much in depth. I try to gather as much information as I possibly can, but the consultation goes beyond that for me. I also use my consultations to get to know where we're going. So not just what are we doing this appointment, but also what are we doing over the next 4 appointments, 10 appointments? What does your hair plan look like to you? What do you want out of these services? So the consultation has always been extremely important to me, and I do believe that it is a huge part as to why I am so successful in my career, and many of the stylists that I have worked with over the years, it's a true testament to why they are also successful in their careers. So I'm going to start off on how I run my consultations. And I like to, and always have, kind of used a who, what, where, when, why platform just to kind of build a base. Now, as a client, I want you to pay attention to this so that you know going into a salon, or if you're coming into my salon, these are answers that you should have or things that you should share when you're talking to your stylist or to myself. So as a client, it's important that you know that these little tidbits of information are extremely important to us as the stylist. And it helps us a lot with, not only determining how much money do you have for today's appointment, or, not what your budget is, or how long it's going to be before you come into your next appointment, but big factors like, do you swim in a pool often? Are you someone who's very athletic? Do you do your hair every day? Do you wash your hair every day? Do you like to style your hair? Do you even own a blow dryer or a flat iron? These are big things that, sometimes you just walk into a salon and you say, I want brown hair, and the stylist says, okay, and then that's kind of it for the consultation, and you get started on the service, and then you kind of talk more as the service goes on. So from the stylist perspective, if you're a stylist who doesn't really run a thorough consultation, maybe you know your clients really well, it doesn't mean that your client may not want to change. So I had one stylist that I used to work with. She had been in the industry, I think, for 20 years, and we had taken a class together about consultation. And her biggest thing when she started implementing all of the factors of consultation was that she didn't realize how many of her clients didn't want the same thing. They wanted something new. They wanted to change it up, but she never knew because this whole time she had been doing what they had agreed upon possibly 10 years ago, right? So the consultation and giving your clients new ideas that maybe they wouldn't have thought of, or maybe they thought wouldn't look good on them, whether you've been at it for 20 years or 5 years or 2 years, or whether you're brand new, it's always good. So I'm gonna run through before I ramble on, because that's what I do, and just kind of give you my introduction to consultation. And this is just, at the very least, what you should expect as a client, or what you should perform as a stylist if you're looking to have that thorough consultation and really get all the important information from your clients. So as I said, I like to use the who, what, where, when, why guidelines. And from this, it can go on for another 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I start with the who. So who is your client? Who are you? This means not just your name or your phone number or where you live or any of that information. It's the nitty gritty. Are you a mom or dad? A parent? Do you have kids? Do you work? What's your job? Are you in construction? Do you sit behind a desk? What are your hobbies? Do you play sports? All the activities that you like to do. Why is this important? Because if you come in and ask me for platinum blonde hair and you're in a pool 3 times a week with chlorine, it's very likely that you are going to need a whole other list of products to help you keep that nice blonde hair to fight against the chlorine that's in your pool. And maybe blonde isn't the best option for you. If you are someone who is in an office every day and you are wanting that platinum blonde, that might be a little bit more obtainable and a little bit easier for you to maintain. Not easy, easier. So that's why knowing those things is important. If somebody were to come into me today and they were to say, I really want this choppy haircut with lots of layers and I just want something that's gonna look good, you know, when I get up and go to work, something quick and easy, and then I come home and I've worked all day, I've had my helmet on because I actually work in construction, but I just need something that's really transferable. So I'm really thinking about this shaggy haircut right here. Well, immediately in my head, I'm already thinking, okay, this haircut that has lots of layers and my client's hair is actually very thick and very coarse and it looks like it's going to need a little bit of fine tuning. I'm not going to send someone home with that shag haircut who wants something easy when I know that their hair isn't going to be able to deliver those results without work. So that would be an opportunity for me to say to my client, if you are in construction, it's not going to be the best option for you because you're going to have to get up in the morning and do it. But then as soon as you get to work and put your helmet on, and then when you take that helmet off, you'd probably have to touch it up or redo it once you got home. Do you see what I mean? So asking who they are, like really, what do you do? People who want a style that typically has to be washed and restyled every single day, or at the very least restyled every single day, but maybe they're a runner or they hit the gym 2 times a day or whatever the case may be, you need to make sure that they have a style that is going to incorporate that busy lifestyle. Maybe they also have kids, you know, jumping around from place to place. A big thing that I get is when moms come in specifically, because they're always saying, I'm a mom and I always have my hair put up in a ponytail, so let's just cut it off. No. I used to be the stylist who would say, well, what do? You just throw it up every day? What's the point? If there is a parent in your chair who thinks that cutting their hair off is the best option because all they do is throw it up every day, maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need that option to throw it up every day. So you need to be that voice of reason to say, yes, I can give you this cute little bob haircut, but then you're gonna need to get up and do your hair every single day. Whereas this ponytail, maybe you curl it. So like me, I'm a mom, I'm a hairstylist, I'm super busy. I curl my hair. So this morning I washed my hair and I curled it and I put it in ponytail. So I still have that softness around my face. I still feel put together when I throw on a little makeup and some earrings. But when I get home, I'm in mom mode. And that works for me. When it's the weekend and I want to go out and I curl it, then I have that option to leave my hair down too. So it's not out of the question for these moms that are coming in saying, I just want to cut it because all I do is throw it up. It's not out of the question that their hair can be left like that. That's fine. Do you enjoy doing it when you go out on the weekends? Well, yeah, I actually really do. Like, I like my long hair and I do curl it when I go out, which isn't very often. But if that's how they feel confident and that's how they feel good, it's good to be that voice of reason to express that to them and share that that's okay. So let's find a way to make this long hair work so that you have the best of both worlds, right? So that's the who of the job. And then the what. What do they want from this service? So sometimes clients will come in to me and I will ask them in our consultation when I'm booking the appointment, what are you looking to have done? And they'll say foils. So I'll book it in. And now more than ever, especially because of coronavirus, it's really important that I'm asking those questions and doing a bit of a mini consultation before the client comes in, finding out, well, show me a picture of what you want. Because sometimes clients think that it's foils that they want, when really it's a placement, a bold placement of like a block of color to what a stylist would understand. But clients don't always know what they want. So my best advice is a picture. Have your clients send you a picture of what they're thinking of, and then make sure that you are creating a shared reality from that picture. So shared reality just means that that client may have picked a picture that is completely different than their hair. So what do? I also ask for a current picture of my client's hair. So when they send me that picture, I might say, okay, Jane Doe, your hair is thick and curly and it's really, really, really dark, and you've sent me a picture of somebody who has fine hair and it's not very thick, there's not a lot of it, and it's really, really, really blonde. So then I have to have that shared reality of, I would love to be able to get you to that color and to have your hair look that way when you come in. But the reality of that is it may take me a little bit of time to get you from that dark color that you have with that thickness of hair and that amount of hair. It may take me some time to get you to that color if that's what you were looking for. And then, you know, the client may message and say, oh no, well, I was kind of just thinking that length, but whatever color you think. So it's really, really important to find out what it is that the client is looking for. And pictures have always been really beneficial for me. Another thing that I'll suggest is when a client comes in and they're showing you a color or a style, this is a hot tip that I learned when I worked for Redken, and cover the face. So if someone came in and showed you my hair and then you covered my face, and they might look at the picture and think, oh, no, I don't think I like that without the face. Because when you have someone that's put together in these pictures, typically it's models or people who have been photographed specifically for their hair, their makeup's done, they have A1 jewelry on, everything is setting the tone. So when you cover that face, the client may not still like the color or the cut or the style. So it's really important to get that reality, that shared reality again of, do you still like this style if we get rid of everything else? So what do they want? So make sure you're having that shared reality. Then the where. Where are you planning on going with this? So sometimes I have a client that will come in and we've been doing, let's say, platinum for a long time. And they come in and they show me a picture of black hair. So I need to know where they're going over the next year with their hair. We're now in September and they want very, very, very dark hair. It is my job as a stylist to explain to that client, we can do this dark hair, but if there's any chance that you are going to want to be blonde again within the next year, so the upcoming summer, which is about 7 or 8 months away, it's very important that you understand that this blonde that you have right now that we've worked 2 years to achieve may not happen again for another 1.5 years. Might not happen for another year. It could happen, but you need to be very aware that if you're going this dark, where we're going might not be back to the blonde that you currently have. Or vice versa. If somebody comes in with really nice, dark, lustrous, perfect, beautiful black hair or dark hair, and all of a sudden they've decided that they want to try to start that journey to go platinum, it takes a lot of discussion and a lot of planning and talking about that journey and where they're going and what it's going to take along the way. So how many appointments is this going to take? How much is each appointment? What's the products that you're going to need at home? What are the challenges that we're going to face? Could we run into a roadblock that will stop us in our tracks and you may never ever get to that platinum blonde? So it's really important to discuss, where are we going with this in the future? Yes, you want this right now, but this is what the rest of our hair plan is going to look like. So that's really important. Then the when. When does your client usually come in? There are a lot of colors that take a lot of upkeep. So if I have someone who's coming into me and, you know, they've been kind of a nice medium brown, let's say, and they've just started getting a few more grays. And now they're saying that they want to go a bit darker with their color. And the one thing that I have to say to them is, when are you planning on coming in? Because right now you're able to get 8 weeks out of your color. But if I go a little bit darker, the contrast between your regrowth, which is what grows in over time from your root, and the contrast between your regrowth and the color that we're going to put on your ends, it's going to be a little bit more drastic. So you may need to come in every 6 weeks, possibly every 5 weeks. Are you okay with that? When is your client coming in? If you do a platinum blonde, let me say this, and I will make separate videos about all of these topics, but when you want to be a platinum blondes, I really don't think it's expressed enough how much work being a platinum blonde is. It is the upkeep, even a balayage. People will come in because they want to get a balayage because they want no maintenance. No maintenance doesn't exist in the blonde world. It's low maintenance or less maintenance, but no maintenance doesn't exist. So when you're a blonde specifically, it takes probably the most amount of products, unless you're curly, to maintain and to keep the integrity of the hair and to make sure that the tone is always on point, and using that purple shampoo, reconstructing products for both protein and moisture, having that shared reality of keeping the integrity of the hair intact versus getting where you want to be right away. So it's always knowing that if you go platinum blonde, your roots are probably going to be okay for about, I've had some clients go 10 to 12 weeks. But you still have that regrowth when you have foiling put in. The balayage, yes, you may be able to get some regrowth time out of that, but the reality is you still need your treatments if you're not using them at home. And retoning. Retoning is really important, because when your hair starts to take on other elements that are outside of life, like swimming in pools or in the lake, or maybe your water is hard, there are so many elements, smog, smoke, that change the tone and color of your hair. When it's blonde, you may need to be in every 6 weeks for a toner. That's the reality. So it's a question of when. How often do you want to be in my chair? And let's pre-book those appointments now. And then the why. So this is the final piece to the consultation puzzle for me. My why is probably about 75% of my consultation. So I get all of my information, I ask all of my questions, I find that shared reality with my client, but then I have to give them my why. And my why is always very scientific based. I always give all of the facts. I educate. And those are my reasons behind my why. So I also give my client an opportunity to give me their why. I've had clients come into me before who we go through the whole consultation. We talk about, who you are and what you want and where are we going and when are you coming in? And then the question is, so what made you want to go this color, or what made you want to do this change? And sometimes it's like, oh, well, I read in a magazine that I should do this if my skin tone is this or my eye color is this. And sometimes the why doesn't match up specifically with what is actually best for your client. So talking to your client and having that conversation, explain to me your why. Maybe there's other things that you can get to the bottom of, like, why do you want to get these foils? Well, I have a lot of dandruff and it's really just driving me crazy. So I just want to put blonde in because I feel like it will blend in my dandruff and I won't have to worry about it enough. Well, maybe that client is using a shampoo or a conditioner that isn't of great quality, that is creating a buildup on their scalp of waxes and silicones that are scraping off every time they shampoo. I'll make a video about that too. But sometimes it's not dandruff. Sometimes it's just a matter of changing a product. So if you're listening to the client's why, or clients, if you're explaining your why of wanting to change your hair color, you might be on the right path. Maybe your why is, hey, we agree with you, the stylist agrees with you, but also maybe it gives us another portal into other problems that we can solve for you. So that why is really important. And then when I'm explaining my why, as I said, I have said no to clients when they come in because I do a test strand on their hair and I show them, you know, today you can't go platinum because 6 months ago you colored your hair black, and although you think that that color is gone, your hair is down to here and that black is actually still from here down. So you only have that much root. And black color, which I'll make a whole other video about going blonde and the levels of decolorization and the science behind why blonde can be so hard to achieve and keeping the hair healthy and all that jazz. But my why, I need to explain that to clients. Let me explain to you why I can't get you blonde, not just, okay, I'll see what I can do, or no, we can't do that today, or no, you'll never be blonde. I want to give you the science. I want to give you the reason and the why. So that is the tip of the iceberg for me. That is how I end my consultations, is just giving them the science and then moving into what our actual plan is and capping everything off with, let's do this and this is why. And then we come to that mutual agreement and we move on with the service. So I wanted to start with consultation because that is typically how things run in my chair. And I know that, you know, sometimes clients go into a salon and maybe if you're like me, you would love to take charge of the situation and know that you're getting what you need to be getting from that appointment, but you're not a hairstylist, so you don't know what information to give the stylist. Give us everything and anything. And if you think it's stupid, it's not. We would love to know because it is beneficial for us to build our hair plan for you and your service. And you know, another thing is that sometimes I have clients who come in, I'm a very one-on-one stylist. I really like to give the experience sitting in my chair, but sometimes I have people who come in who are like, I don't want the head massage and just blow it dry and like a quick style, nothing fancy. Some people don't really want the full shebang service. And in my chair, you know, that's kind of how I roll. So anyway, it's always really good to just let us know everything so that we know what we can do to give you the best service that you're looking for. So anyway, that's consultation for today, guys. It's an introduction to consultation, and if I can get you to send me any more questions that you have, I would be happy to answer. And I will follow up with another video. I'm gonna go through my list of hair questions that I've gotten from my clients very soon. So that's it for today on consultation, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.